Yeah, so there's an under the radar signing that I think happened for the Detroit Lions, and it didn't get really any news. There's an article here, an article there, but I think with the NFL schedule release coming out and all the excitement still surrounding the draft, it really kind of got buried a little bit. And I want to give some love to my guy, Christian Covington. The Detroit Lions signed him. This is some much needed beef on the interior. And I was really struggling with how to title this video, like, because it was a quiet signing, but also I could have titled this Detroit Lions just added some much needed beef in the interior. And that is exactly what this guy is. So if you don't know about Christian Covington, which most of us, let's be honest, don't know a ton about him because he's one of these kind of journeyman guys that's been in the league for a while. I want to tell you a little bit about him. So he originally played his first 4 seasons for the Houston Texans, and he didn't get a ton of play, but he didn't get no play either. But he's this guy that was always in that 15 to 20 tackle range. He did pop off for 3.5 sacks in 2018 with this Texans, his last year there, which I thought was really interesting. But then he goes to the Cowboys in 2019. They sign him purely as a depth piece. That's what they did. He goes to the Cowboys as a depth piece, and due to injury, gets to play a little bit. Gets 28 tackles, and he shows out toward the back half of the year, which earns him a gig with the Bengals. With the Bengals, he starts 14 games, 12 or 14 games. I'm not sure exactly what it is, of his 32 career starts. He plays well. He plays well. He gets 39 tackles, and you can't complain about it. Then he gets signed by the Chargers and has what is by far his most productive year with 52 tackles in 2021, including 3 tackles for a loss and a forced fumble. This is when he did a ton. All right. So this is when he kind of came onto the scene, and you're like, all right, this guy's got a little juice. All right. And it's not when he's young. This is one of these late arriving guys. His best year and his best 2 years came in year 6 and year 7. And then last year he was back. He was playing for the Chargers, but he tore his pec. So that really hampered his production. He tore his pec like that. That's bad, but there's already been him working out. Like, he's clearly going to be ready, and they say he should be ready for off-season workouts and things like that. So let's give you a few more of the details on this guy, and let's talk about what the Detroit Lions are getting and why they made the move and why I think it's important. And here's the thing to understand before I go any further. Don't turn the video off when I say this, but he might not even make the team. But what we desperately need is depth at the defensive tackle position. And when I'm watching film on Christian Covington, here's what I see. I see a guy who knows exactly what his role is. His role is stop the run. His role is eat up blocks. He's technically sound here in his 9th year, I think it is going to be. He's 29 years old. Maybe it's his 8th year. He's technically sound. He's not trying to go crazy, get to the quarterback and all that kind of stuff. He's trying to draw doubles teams. He's trying to eat those up. He's looking at the running back. He is trying to be a run defender. He's not trying to get to the quarterback. As soon as he realizes the running back has it, one of the things that he's very good at is identifying the path of him and running down the line. He has just enough lateral quickness, and he's good at getting off blocks side to side. He has quick read of the running back, and then he is off, and there are multiple plays where you see him take a good angle. I know that sounds weird. We always think of angle of attack as like catch up, defensive backs, like things like that. D tackles have this too. When you're running outside between tackle and tight end, or off tackle, I guess, runs, I guess is the best way to say it. It's important for your interior D lines to take proper pursuit angles, or they're just going to completely miss. He has enough wiggle to do that. He has enough juice to do that. He also has enough size to eat up blocks at 300 pounds. He does a pretty darn good job of engaging the offensive lineman and leveraging himself, where he's just not getting moved that much. This is what we need. This is not a guy that's going to come in and give you 10 to 15 starts. That's not his role. His role is to make it so as Dan Campbell said, a guy like Isaiah Buggs doesn't have to play 70% of the snaps from the defensive tackle position. You can put him in, especially on first and second down, obvious running downs. You can put him in, and you're not going to have a huge fall off from a Buggs, from a McNeil. It is, of course, it's a fall off. That's why he's not starting, but you're able to put someone in that you know is going to be effective in that position. That's a good thing. That's what we need. Because right now we're all wondering where it's coming from. I think part of the other reason this deal went under the radar is I think a lot of us thought we were going to get Matt Ioannidis, whatever his name is. I think a lot of us know him because we play Madden, and he's always the defensive tackle that's rated at 77 that you can get really cheap. He's more on the, he has shown more signs of falling off than Covington has. They kind of have a reverse thing going. Matt was doing this and then kind of has shelved and dipped, whereas Covington was kind of like, all right, I'm playing my career, and then he kind of has an upward trajectory here. We'll see if he can fully recover from this torn pec. We'll see what that looks like. The Lions also released recently, I think Chris did a video on 3 interesting moves, Demetrius Taylor, defensive tackle. So basically what they're saying is, and I think we all were wondering at 18, where are we going to go with that defensive tackle pick? Aaron Donald, what does that look like? And what Brad Holmes has shown is that the defensive tackles that he's carrying on the roster are guys that are big guys that can take up space, that aren't necessarily pass rushing specialists. They can a little bit. Buggs can rush the passer a little bit. Ali McNeil has shown that he can rush the passer a little bit. He's going to get his pass rush from the outside. And on obvious passing downs, he's going to throw Hutch inside. He's going to throw Pascal inside. He's going to throw Kaminsky inside. And he's going to use these bigger body DNs, these DNs that are going 270, sometimes close to 280. And he's going to put them on the inside in the NASCAR package. So a guy like Christian Covington, you can get him cheap. He's experienced. He knows what he's doing. He's played a lot of football. He understands the game. He understands how to stop the run. He's hungry to keep playing because he's one of those guys that NFL careers can end really quickly for guys like this. Guys that have been on the fringes, have started, but then there's an injury. I'm really excited and interested to see what he looks like, how healthy he's going to be, how strong he's going to be come season time, because this could be a really good depth piece. I think so often we have our 2 D tackles, and last year was prime case in point for this. We had Buggs, we had McNeil. What was behind him? And I know Onwuzurike was supposed to be there. I get it. But what was behind them? You just need a guy to come in and play 20 snaps, play 15 snaps on obvious rundowns that can eat up space and not be a liability. I think Covington can be that. Let me know what you think. Is this a good under the radar signing? I think it is. Leave a comment below. Hey, subscribe, hit the membership, do it all. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching.